Hi everyone, Claudia here from Lighting Clarity. Have your channel messages for the week beginning Monday the 25th of November. Please be with me while I connect for you all. Thank you. I have Archangel Michael coming in. I also have Archangel Gabriel coming in. So we have both of them coming in, which is interesting. Just be with me as I make these connections stronger. So they're saying they're coming in unison in support of you, and they're really coming into my heart center, bringing the heart center together. They're making me feel they're needing to bring some heart centers together that have been a little bit cracked of late. Okay. Michael says some of you are worrying about things that aren't that important. I feel as though some new life lessons have come in, some new difficult situations or some new things that have bothered you have come in. And he's saying you're worrying about nothing. That's just what he says. He says you're making them bigger than what they are. He says they're not really things to worry about. So I'm just giving you what he's saying. So I feel as though there's some new problems that have come in, new issues, small ones. He says you're overthinking it, you're over complicating it, you're over handling it. He says it's going to be all right. He says please do not place going to that energy of worry, because some of you are in the energy of concern. All right, so I'll just give that to you for those of you who are in that boat. So Gabriel says it is crunch time for a lot of you right now. Either you want this particular thing or you don't. Either you move forward into this particular life area or you hold back. He says it is time to make some very, very clear decisions and draw some very, very clear lines in the sand about what is that you want. He says there is an opportunity that is around you. For a lot of you, you have opportunities. You have some decisions to make. These are opportunities. Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to move on? Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to move forward in this particular life area? He says some of you have been given some sort of decision to make over work or over business. Some of you have been given that decision over a relationship or relationships. Some of you have been given that decision over whether or not you're going to embark on that new adventure or whether you're going to hold back. So he's saying we need you to start being very clear about what you want to the universe. You need to start being clear about what you want to God, because at the moment, some of you are bringing forward the energy of confusion about what is that you want, because you're not really clear, because you're not thinking, well, do I, or don't I? And it's like this energy I'm seeing you're portraying to the universe feels very fuzzy. So this is to do with the energy of manifesting, being very clear about your decision, being very confident and moving into where it is you want to go, even if you're not that sure. Even if you can't see beyond it, apart from making that decision, you make it. Even if you can't see beyond that, he says, having that faith to make it and to move forward. He says, a lot of you have been like walking up to the water that comes towards you, and then you run away when the water comes up to your feet, and you run off before it touches you. Then you walk back out, and the water's gone back out into the sea, and then you're waiting for it. And as you see it start to come, just as it's about to touch your feet, you run away from it. He says, stop running away from the decisions you need to make. Stop running away from what it is that you want. He says, step forward, be confident, go for it. He says, you need to put out a clear message to the universe in order to manifest clearly what is that you want for yourselves. So a lot of you have been holding your hearts. You've been like, I really want something more here. I really want something new here. Not all of you is in a dramatical fashion where you've been holding your heart. Some of it's in a very light way. And others of you are feeling it. So he says, we need you to start making those clear decisions for you. because a lot of you have been quite confused with yourselves of late, and I can just see like there's a bit of fog over the eyes and being able to see forwards. All right, in closing, so Gabriel says we're here to back you at the moment. We're here to help you in making those decisions by bringing in the energy of confidence at your backs, holding space, allowing you to make those decisions you need to make. Some of you, for some reason, Michael is saying, berating yourselves over a past decision that was made, or over something that you handled that you didn't feel you handled well, that you felt you could have handled better. He says, we need you to move on from that. He says, please stop blaming yourselves, because a lot of you are blaming yourselves in a small way. It feels as though you're quite self-critical. He says, this isn't going to serve you as you move forward. We need you to let this go and to move forwards in order to move forwards. So Michael is saying that there is a fair few of you that may move through a low period between now and Christmas. There are changes on your teams to do with spirit guides. He's bringing that up. He's also saying there are there's new contracts being activated on to do with relationships that's starting come December. There are a lot of changes. Okay, thank you. So he's saying the low level energy between now and before Christmas says it is to do with having to let go of someone or something that hasn't worked out, that's been a part of your life for a while. So you will feel that drop for a bit before you come back up. I also see some of you letting go of certain projects you had that you have decided you've come to the end of, or you have decided it hasn't worked fast enough for you, or it hasn't worked out, and having to abandon that. So there is that feeling of feeling a bit deflated. We'll put it that way. Feeling low, feeling a bit deflated between now and Christmas, as certain realizations set in with what hasn't worked out in certain ways. But he says before you actually come back up again. So take heart, he says. So Gabriel says, we are working with you. We are working with you. Your holy teams are working with you, especially moving you through those difficult patches you will experience between now and before Christmas, and even at present. He says they are only temporary. He says they are only temporary, and they are necessary to move through them, because they're very small life lessons. The last part of these life lessons for you to move through in order to come into a clearer January and a clearer year as you step forward, because you are moving into a fresh year. There's a lot of tying up events this year, of a lot of what was big things ending or have already ended that you're letting go of as you move into a completely new arena for the year to come. And it's an important one. This next year is an important one. They're saying 2025. There is that big shift in your life, and there will be some big turnarounds and some new surprises, and you will be stepping into new arenas on a better note, and you'll be trying to work out how do I navigate all these new things that have come in, but you'll work that out. So yeah, it's like you stepping into the next era. Next year is the next era. They're saying what was is being let go and left in 2024, and going backwards on that timeline. Now you're going forwards on your new timeline. So they're saying it's all good. It's all good. Hold on to yourselves, wrap your hands around yourselves, and give yourselves the love you need. Bring that in. Bring that in, they're saying. All right, I'm going to thank Gabriel and Michael for coming in. I could channel all day, but I'm not going to. So I've got clients, so just forgive me for cutting this off. All right. Many warm blessings. I'll see you all again this week, yeah? Okay. Thanks, everybody.